Hey all, my name is Paul Borosky and I am the owner of Quality Business Plan. And what I'd like to do today is to give you all some tips and tricks on writing a children's clothing store business plan, as well as to show you all how to construct just a basic model that'll help you all identify some price points and some cost. And from those price points and cost identification, you'll be able to identify what your expected profits are going to be for your organization on a monthly basis. So the way the video is going to work out is, first and foremost, I'm going to give you all a little bit of background about me, who I am, what I do, and why I do it. From that point, we're going to then dive into some tips and tricks on writing your children's clothing store business plan. All right, so as promised, let's zip through this. And so first and foremost, a little bit about me. I am a professional writer, specifically a business plan writer. So if you all would like some assistance in writing your children's clothing store business plan, please reach out, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I'd be absolutely delighted to help you with your business plan. If you do want to write your own children's clothing store business plan, absolutely, more power to you. Definitely do it. At least use one of my books as a guide. I do have several books published about writing business plans on Amazon. So just go to Amazon.com, type in my name, Paul Borosky, MBA, and voila, out will come some books in reference to writing business plans. And then finally, I'm an adjunct professor and subject matter expert for both business and finance. So if your business plan is all ready to go, but you're still having a little bit of trouble with your pro forma financial projections, whether it be for your 12-month profit and loss, or whether it's going to be towards your annual 5-year projections, whatever it is, give me a call. Let me help you with your financial projections. All right, with that said and done, let's go ahead and talk about your children's clothing store business plan. Specifically, tip number 1 is going to be focused towards the company description. When you're writing y'all's business plan for your children's clothing store, make sure to touch on the product mix. How are you going to differentiate from other clothing stores in your area? Are you going to be a niche? Are you going to embrace a niche business model? And for a niche business model, maybe you're going to focus on babies and toddlers. You might just do clothing and accessories for babies and toddlers. Or maybe one of your niche business models is going to be that you're going to focus on the school age children, and you're going to have pants and the shirts and all their other accessories in relation to that age group. So if you're going to focus on a niche, if you're going to have a niche focus for a product mix, make sure you discuss that in your company description section. Also, some clothing stores for children, they're not going to focus on an age group, but they're going to focus on apparel, clothing, and toys. So it might be the actual products themselves. They're going to have a wide range of clothing from children, babies on up to 12-year-olds, and then they might have some aligned toys to just complement their apparel line. So if that's going to be your strategy, then again, make sure to discuss that. And then finally, for your product mix, make sure you're going to talk about any kind of add-on services. One of the services that I've noticed for children's retail stores, and just pretty much for a lot of retail stores, is what they're doing is they're offering embroidery services as well as delivery services if people are buying and they're within a 15 or 20 mile radius and they spend over X amount of dollars, then the clothing store business owner is going to have a delivery service. They're going to use a delivery service to get these products out to their customers. So if you're going to use any one of those product mixes or strategies, make sure to discuss that in your company description section. And then finally, when you're writing your company description section, make sure to include some industry statistics. For example, the children's apparel store business in the last 12 months in the U.S. revenues were about $6.6 billion. In the projected growth rate for this industry is a negative 2.8%, and the historical growth rate is a negative 6.4% annually. Now, those growth rates don't seem very impressive, and it might cause you to really think, do I really want to put that information in my business plan? And, there's a lot of pros and cons to it. Personally, if I was going to do a children's clothing store, and I was going to write that, I'd also have an online component, and I would include these statistics, but then I would include statistics showing that the online sales are growing exponentially, and that's why the the brick and mortar is going down, but it's also being complemented with an online store, and thus the revenues in actuality are going up. So make sure to include some kind of statistic. You might not want to use all these statistics, but if you do, make sure to put some caveats and explain why this is happening. But when you, regardless of the statistics are good, bad, or indifferent, some of the reasons to include them would be, first and foremost, is it's going to show that you've done your research and you understand the industry, you understand the trends, you understand the taste changes, you understand your customers, and you understand what's going on in the industry in general. When you're able to convey that information, you're going to come across as an industry expert. And when you do that, you're going to add credibility not only to yourself, but also to your document. So there's a lot of benefits to including statistics and showing the reader that you do know what's going on, and that not only can you run the business, but you understand the trends, and you're going to be able to grow it. So just when you write in your company description section, try to include some statistics, 2 or 3 of them throughout the section. All right. Next is going to be your financial projections. So as I stated earlier, what we're not going to do is get into a full-blown financial projection, and I'm not going to be able to show you how to create your profit and loss statement from the ground up and then kick that into a 5-year income statement pro forma. But what I can do is I can show you within 10 to 15 minutes. For example, this model right here, it took me about 10 minutes to create, and once I was done with it, what you're able to do is you're able to identify how many customers you think you're going to work with, what the average sales price is going to be per customer, and then what is your average markup. When you identify that information and then you tie in your fixed costs and your variable costs, once you have that model constructed, then what you'll be able to do is you're going to be able to change around your price points and number of customers, and you're going to be able to see how that impacts your net profits. And then once you identify how many customers you need and what the average sales price is going to be in order to achieve the net profits you want, then all you have to worry about now is just getting the customers in the door and making sure they're buying enough products. And if you keep your costs in line, then boom, you're going to hit your net profits, or you're going to be darn close. So the way this model works is it's broken up into 3 segments: your revenue segment, your monthly fixed cost segment, and your monthly profit section. And the way that I construct my revenues is I base it off of customer ticket. So how many customers we're going to be getting in the door. For this example, it's going to be 20. What is the average sales price? $85 for this example. And then our variable cost for this example is $40. So if we sell $85 worth of product, we expect our variable cost to be $40. Once that's done, next thing we do is we need to calculate the gross profits. To do that, we back out the variable cost of $40 from the sales price of $85. Gives us a gross profit of $45. We will then take that $45 gross profit, multiply it by our customers, and that's going to give us total gross profits $900. If our organization is going to be open 30 days, we're going to multiply that 900 by 30, and then boom, that's going to give us a monthly gross profits of $27,000. We're then going to take that $27,000, plug it in down here, and then we're going to tie in our monthly fixed costs. So we're going to identify whatever costs we're going to have on a monthly basis: the lease, the labor, utilities, supplies, accounting, legal, insurance, and the miscellaneous. We'll tie them all together, add them up, and then for this example, $14,800. For segment 2, we're going to then plug that right below our gross profits. And then the final step is going to be to deduct that $14,800 from the $27,000, and that gives us a gross profit of $12,200. So what this means to us is that if we get 20 customers in the door with an average sales price of $85, and we're able to keep our cost in line with our expectations, our net profit should be close to $12,000. All right, so hopefully this was helpful. And so in summary, when you're writing up your business plan, make sure to stay focused on the business itself. And if you do need some assistance with writing your plan, please reach out, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I'll be delighted to help. If you do want a custom written plan, I've got my website right here. Just go to qualitybusinessplan.com/business plan prices 3. And then finally, if you would like a template that is geared towards the children's store industry, check out my website, qualitybusinessplan.com/children's apparel store business plan template. And then once you're there, feel free to watch the videos that are aligned with that template. So hopefully this information was helpful. And as always, if the video was helpful, please give me a thumbs up, and have a great day and make a little bit of money. Thank you.